Hey everybody, I hope you're all well. Today's class is going to be focusing on the spine. So the spine has three kind of main planes of motion. We've got side to side, lateral. We've got forwards and backwards, so flexion and extension. And we've also got rotation. So this flow is going to incorporate a little bit of all three. If you do have one, a block would be handy. It's just for one posture right at the end of the class. So if you don't have one, grab either a couple of cushions or a bolster or anything like that. But it's really not the end of the world if you don't have it. So we're going to make a start in a kneeling position. So a comfortable kneel. And then just stack your shoulders on top of your hips. Let the eyes come down to a close. Take a few rounds of deep breaths. Just letting yourselves arrive on your mats and arrive in your body. Start to find a little bit of purpose to each inhale and exhale. And keeping the eyes closed for now, just let your chin drop down to your chest. Feel that release down the back of your neck. Let the shoulders be really heavy here. And then allow your chin to journey over to the right shoulder. Let it drop back down to the chest and then take it over to the left shoulder. So just starting our class by focusing on the cervical spine or the neck, taking the chin from side to side in these semicircle shapes. You might feel a little bit of stickiness or resistance, and you might also hear some clicks or cracks. That's okay. And then let the chin drop back down to the chest, and this time start to carve a line with your nose as you lift it all the way up towards the sky and let the head hang back. And then drop the chin back down to the chest. Do two more like this. Inhaling to lift the nose, lift the chin, head hangs back. And exhale, chin to chest, head is heavy. Last one. Awesome. Bring your gaze back to neutral if they're not already. Let the eyes open. Right fingertips can drop down to the earth, just to the outside of your right foot. With a breath in, reach your left arm all the way up to the sky. And as you exhale, reach the left fingertips towards the right hand side. So coming to find that lateral flexion. Try to keep equal weight down through both sit bones here. One more breath. On your inhale, come all the way back up. Let the left fingertips drop down to the earth. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, let the right fingertips come over towards the left-hand side. Awesome. Inhale to lift the right arm back up. Let it float back down by your side. You can give the arms and the hands a bit of a shake out. Last little bit in this kneeling position. Reach your left hand to the outside of your right knee or right thigh. Right fingertips can either hold on to the feet or just be resting on the mat. Inhale to lift and lengthen through your spine. Sit up as tall as you can. And as you exhale, start to rotate the chest towards the right hand side. One more breath here. Inhale, really reach through the crown of your head. And exhale to find that rotation. Good. Use an inhale to come back through center and exhale to take it straight to the other side. So right hand reaches to the outside of the left knee. Big breath in to sit up tall. And exhale to find that rotation. Good. One more like this. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling, belly button draws back towards the spine. Twist. Good job. Slowly come back to center. Bring the hands out in front of you just to add work as a little bit of support. Lift the feet up and tuck all 10 toes underneath. Now from here, we're going to walk the hands back and start to bring the weight into the balls of the feet so that you can lift your toes and come into a toe squat. Bring your hands to heart center whilst you find your balance here. This is a pretty good stretch for the soles of the feet, and it also requires quite a lot of concentration and balance in order to stay steady. So we're going to keep building on that. If you fall down, please don't worry. On your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, bring your knees out nice and wide, and then slowly, slowly start to reach your hands forwards, connecting them with the earth and letting your chin drop down towards your chest. Don't worry if the heels drop back, that's not a problem. They might start to connect. Good. One more breath here. On your next inhale, walk the hands back. Close the knees. See if you can reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. From here, let the left hand find the outside of the right knee once again and reach your right arm behind you. Big breath in to sit up tall. And exhale to rotate the spine, letting the chest reach out or turn out towards the right hand side. If you're feeling really brave with your balance here, you can maybe look towards the right thumb. And then inhale, reach the arms all the way back up and overhead. And exhale, right hand reaches to the outside of the left knee, left arm extends out long behind you. Gaze can be out towards the side or back towards your left thumb. You'll probably really be feeling this in your feet and your calves by now. One more breath here. Amazing. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. And then exhale, let the knees drop down to the earth. Hands can connect with the earth too. Untuck the toes, give the feet a little bit of a pat out, allowing the blood to come back to the toes. Good job, guys. Quite a fiery or punchy start to the class, but hopefully feeling a little bit warmer already. We're going to take a few rounds of our traditional cat-cows from our tabletop. So as you inhale, send the tailbone high, let the belly drop, open through the heart, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, draw the belly button back, press through the hands and draw your chin to your chest. So work through a few more rounds like this, coordinating each movement with your breath. So everybody will move at a slightly different speed. And this is a sequence of postures that we come back to over and over again in our yoga class. And it's incredibly simple, but it's just so unbelievably effective. And especially at the start of the class, just to get that articulation and that fluidity through the spine. Awesome. Come back to find your neutral spine. This time we're going to take the gaze over your right shoulder towards your right hip. And then come back to center. And then take the gaze over your left shoulder towards your left hip. So squeezing the side body. Good. Come back to center. One more on each side. Again, working through that lateral flexion. Try not to let the belly just hang down. Come back to center. Good job, guys. Tuck your toes under, walk the hands forwards ever so slightly. Press down firmly through the palms and the balls of the feet and rise the hips up into our downward facing dog. Take any pedals through the feet here or any movement that you would like. Try to elevate up and out of the shoulders, prioritizing length through the spine. And then come back to find stillness. We're going to work through some spinal rolls. So on your next inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. Lift the hips as high as you can as you start to dome through the spine, stacking the shoulders on top of the wrists, coming into your high plank. From your high plank, take a bend through your knees, press through the hands, start to stick your bum up towards the sky, and then ripple your way back into your downward facing dog. Two more like this. Inhaling to lift the hips, come up onto tippy toes. Take your time as you come forwards into your high plank. And then bend through the knees, press through the hands, send your tailbone high, and come back into your downward dog. Last one. Coordinate each movement with your breath. Beautiful. Find that downward facing dog. Take a big breath in here. And open the mouth side out. On your next inhale, look to the front of the mat. And as you exhale, take lots of little steps all the way to the top of the mat. Take your time. On your inhale, find that halfway lift, straightening through the spine. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Hands can slide up to your shins or to your thighs. As you exhale, soften and melt down over the legs, either taking hold of opposite elbows with opposite hands or the backs of the calves. Maybe you want to bring in a little bit of a shoulder stretch by interlacing the hands behind the back. Whatever feels right for you. And then come to find stillness, release the hands down to the earth. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, stand down through both feet. Keep the arms really heavy. Keep the knees soft as you slowly, slowly come all the way up to standing, keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest, drawing the shoulders, neck, and head up last. Good job. Bring your feet slightly wider for a couple of moments. And we're going to take that very simple, quite childish movement of just swinging the arms from side to side. So you can let your knees be buoyant here. You can let the hips move. And we're just trying to release in between the vertebrae, finding that hydration of the joints. If you do get some clicks and cracks, then lucky you. One more on each side. Good. Come back to find center, back to find stillness. On your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Follow the thumbs with your gaze. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. As you inhale, reach the left fingertips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, start to lean over towards the right hand side. Now keep equal weight down through both feet here. The hips haven't just shoved towards the left hand side. We're trying to isolate this into the upper body. On your next exhale, soften through your knees and continue the movement. So use your right hand to pull the left fingertips out wide towards the right hand side as you start to draw this big semicircle in space. And that should feel really good down the left hand side of the body. Release the hands as you reach the bottom. Inhale to find your halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Take a big inhale here. Arms stay heavy as you exhale. Press down through both feet and slowly, slowly uncoil, coming all the way up to standing. Finding all of that hidden length in the spine. Keep the movement going. Big breath in. Reach the arms up and overhead. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand this time. Inhale to reach the right fingertips up. And as you exhale, take them over towards the left hand side. Pause here. Keep trying to spiral that right rib cage up towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, soften through the knees. And this time use your left hand to pull the right fingertips out towards the left hand side. Drawing this big semicircle in the sky. And then coming all the way down to the mat, release the hands. Inhale to find your halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Keep your right foot where it is and take a step with your left foot to the back of the mat, so lowering that left knee down. Now, usually in our low lunge, our back knee would be quite far back and the hips would really be able to soften down towards the earth. But this time, I want you to try and create two right angles with your legs. So it's more of a box lunge is what we call it. You can have your back toes tucked or untucked, whatever works for you. So the hips are directly above your left knee and your right knee is directly above your right ankle. Now from here, let your right hand either drop down by your side or bring it to your hip. Use an inhale to reach the left arm up to the sky. On your next exhale, let the left fingertips reach towards the right hand side, but try to keep the hips where they are. So if you need a little bit more feedback, then keep your right hand on your hips so that you know that your hips aren't just dropping out towards the left hand side. Keep squeezing that left glute so that you get a better stretch down the front of the left hip flexor. Good. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Reach the left hand to the outside of your right knee, and then the right arm can reach out behind you. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, rotate the chest a little bit more towards the right hand side. Again, options with your gaze. You can keep it out towards the right, or you can take it out towards or back towards your right thumb. On your next inhale, windmill the arms all the way up and overhead. As you exhale, hands float down to frame your right foot. Tuck the back toes under if they're not already. Lift the back knee and step your left foot up to meet the right. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Left foot stays connected with the earth this time. Take a step with your right foot towards the back of the mat. Knee drops down to the earth. And again, stack shoulders on top of hips. Hips are stacked on top of the right knee this time. And left knee is directly stacked on top of the left ankle. Let your left hand come to the hip or down by your side. And as you inhale, reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. Switch on your right glute, and then as you exhale, start to take the right arm up and over towards the left-hand side. Breathe here. So working with lateral flexion through the spine and also getting a really good stretch down the front of that right thigh even. Inhale to reach your right arm back up to the sky. And as you exhale, place it to the outside of your left knee. Left arm reaches towards the back of the mat. Gaze can stay out towards the left-hand side, or as you inhale, reach through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, take the gaze towards the left arm. Little bit of an extra challenge for your balance. Awesome. On your inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead, unraveling from your twist. And as you exhale, let the hands float back down to the earth. Tuck back toes under, lift the back knee, and step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Keep the knees really soft as you start to lower through your hips. Let the heels lift. I promise we're not coming into another toe stand or toe squat. And then just walk the hands back to help you as you drop your hips down towards the earth. Good job. Now this is where your block is going to come in handy. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. And then we're going to come and find a supported bridge pose. So with a block, you've got lots of options. I want you to keep your feet hip width apart. Knees are also hip width apart and drawing up towards the ceiling. The block is going to slide underneath our sacrum. Now you can either keep it on the lowest setting, especially if you have any niggles in your lower back, that might feel really good. Or you can turn it on its side and come up onto the middle setting. You can, of course, come onto the highest setting if you want to. However, you don't get as much support across the top of the glutes. And we're also going to be having a little play with extending the legs. So try and shuffle your shoulder blades underneath you so that you remain broad and open through the chest. Arms can come down by your side. Just take a moment to let the body adjust over the block. Notice how that feels underneath your lower back. And then there is, of course, the option to stay exactly as you are. You do not need to change this posture. If this is already giving you the desired effect and you're feeling relaxed and that's feeling good on your back, then just pause and stay here. It's nothing to prove. If you would like to start to open up down the front of the hip flexors a little bit more and also apply a bit of healthy compression into the lower back, then you can either just extend one leg at a time, or maybe, if that feels good, you might want to extend both legs at the same time. Let your eyes close if that feels good for you. Allow the body to melt around the block, gravitating down towards the earth. We've got 3 more breaths here. And then if your legs are extended, just slide them back in one by one. And then press down firmly through both feet so you can lift your hips up, remove the block, and then come all the way down onto your back. Good job. Just notice how that feels within your body, within your spine. And then draw your right knee up into your chest, extend the left leg out long. Finishing our practice today with a supine twist, a lovely way to just hydrate the spine and flush out any unwanted toxins. So drawing that right knee up into the chest, give it a gentle squeeze, and then use your left hand to guide the right knee up and over towards the left hand side even, and extend your right arm out wide. Gaze can keep looking up towards the ceiling or over your right arm just to continue the twist all the way along the spine. On your next inhale, come back to center with the gaze and the knee. Squeeze the right knee one more time and then swap legs. So extend the right leg out long. Left knee draws into the chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then use your right hand to guide the left knee up and over this time. Take your time. Reach the left arm out wide. Try to keep that left shoulder connected with the earth so that we're finding the twist in our thoracic spine and not the lumbar spine. On your next inhale, draw the knee and the gaze back to center. Squeeze the left knee in towards the chest. Bring the right knee up to meet the left. If it feels comfortable for you, hands can place behind the thighs. We're going to rock up and down the spine a couple of times. Just giving the spine that final little bit of love. And then cross your ankles. Find your way to a comfortable seat. Find length along your spine. Hopefully you're sitting up a little taller. Let the hands rest down lightly on your knees. Eyes can come down to a close just for a couple of rounds of breath. Feel that energy, that breath moving up and down your spine, all the way from the base, your pelvis, up to the back of your throat. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center, resting the thumbs lightly on your chest. Bow your head. Thank yourself, your body, and your mind for showing up for your practice today. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you and for coming to move with me once again. It really means the world. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you would like to find any other classes or if you're really getting into the yoga groove, then you can see my details for my website below where I have a yoga membership. So it'd be wonderful to see some of you there. And if not, I'll see you all next week. Lots of love.